It's California Chrome. It's a little Arrowgate. It's a $12 million Pegasus Cup at Gulfstream Park, mile and an eighth. John Pricci, our racing analyst during the Saratoga meet and beyond, joins us here on Big Board Sports on this Friday morning. Good morning, John Pricci.
Good to talk to you, Raj. Good to hear your voice again. Good morning, Zach.
Good morning.
We appreciate a few minutes. People pumped up about this. And I'm looking at the field, and I'm going, all right, it would be a stunning upset, John, if we don't have either one of the two horses I just mentioned, California Chrome and Arrowgate, crossing first or second.
Well, that's true, and they most likely will run 1-2. But the story of this race is almost bigger than that. You know, when this thing was announced late last year, I've been talking about it with my colleagues every week in the press box. Will it go? Will it not? They put the post positions, or they put the slips on sale, and in a week they raised that $12 million. And those people, with the exception of California Chrome, and we didn't even know about Arrowgate at the time, they bought an interest in the race, even if they didn't have a horse good enough to qualify, so to speak. In fact, 3 of the 12 post-position owners, cut side deals with horses that were worthy enough to take a shot against the big 2. And they have the right, those original 12 owners have the right to sell a share. They have the right of first refusal in subsequent events. So this whole thing is unique, Roger. It's amazing, and it's going to be, and it's very exclusive. How exclusive? I'll tell you. You don't pay every day to get into Gulfstream Park because there's a casino on site, and you just let everybody in for nothing, and there's no charge for parking. Well, they lowered the parking fee to $20. It'll cost you $100 to get in the door. If you want a bar stool in a restaurant in Christine Lee's, it'll cost you $200 for the afternoon. If you want to sit down and have lunch, well, that's $375 per seat.
Wow.
So, you're just getting, racing's 1%ers. They're like all in town, and they've probably been here for a week since last Saturday night was the Eclipse Awards, and tomorrow is going to be something unlike anything else I've ever been around, Raj. I've covered 24 Breeders' Cups live. I've been to the Derby and covered it live 18 times. I didn't know what was going to happen with this thing, but as the week went on, I just got excited about this race in a different kind of way. Yes, you got those 2 titans clashing. But if it weren't for this race, California Chrome wouldn't be running as a 6-year-old. When Frank Stronach got up to the post-position draw on Monday and made his speech, they said, why the Pegasus? Why this race? And he said, well, look, there's nothing between the Breeders' Cup and the Dubai World Cup for older horses. So if this date was perfect, it's right in between the two, and it's early enough so that good horses can keep their stud appointments later in the spring. So this is very well thought out, and it's a very unusual and interesting concept. This onion has so many layers, Raj. It even goes beyond witnessing these 2 great horses.
John Pricci, our racing analyst here on Big Board Sports on 104.5 at Team ESPN Radio with us for the Saratoga meet. And Arrowgate, John caught California Chrome late, beat him by a half a length in the Breeders' Cup Classic. What are the differences now going from the Classic to the Pegasus?
Well, primarily it's the distance. You're going from 1.25 miles to 1.1 miles. Most people say advantage Chrome. Listen, I've known about Arrowgate since I saw him running 1 mile and a 16th allowance race in Santa Anita last summer. I didn't think he'd win the Travers, but I knew he was a good horse. But Roger, he has the kind of talent that he can become an all-time immortal. Chrome is already there. I mean, to win, to be only the second horse to be horse of the year, with the year in between, to win the Kentucky Derby, to win Dubai, and then come back and be undefeated until they got to the Breeders' Cup. And in the Breeders' Cup, Arrogate was really kind of out of his game. I mean, Mike Smith took him off the pace. I had my money on it. I'm thinking, Money Mike, what are you doing? He knew exactly what he was doing. You know, the turn when Victor Espinosa on Chrome, who was on an easy lead, was sneaking peeks back, Mike Smith actually was hiding. He went inside and outside and then back inside. So every time Victor looked back, he didn't know where his rival was. Well, when they straightened down the stretch, he figured it out pretty good. He went to ride in his horse, and I didn't think, given the pace and given as great as Chrome is, that he could get caught. But Arrogate, you go back and watch the film. He lowered his body, he lengthened his stride, and he went and got him. He was amazing. And Mike Smith, after the race, said, and I couldn't even pull him up after that. So the challenge is for both tomorrow. Arrogate's a very big horse, as I mentioned. He's got the rail post. It means he's really got to get out of there sharply. That doesn't mean he has to be on the lead, but he can't get jammed up in here because everybody knows where he is, and they're going to be looking to put him in the box. As far as Chrome is concerned, only one horse in the modern era has won from post 12. And that was Big Brown, who went on to win the Derby after he won the Florida Derby here from post 12. The only one to do it in a recent major race. But he likes running outside. And if he breaks sharply, he's got speed on the inside to kind of, spread the pack out a little bit as they go into the first turn. So he actually could come out into the first turn smelling like a rose, but, 3-4 pads wide, which is not bad for him. And then he's on cruise control until he decides what he wants to do. And as far as where Arrogate is going to be, that will depend on the break and how fast the two pace setters, which figure to be either Neolithic or Noble Bird, they probably will go for the lead. And I see with a perfect break, assuming a clean break for all, he could be third going into the first turn. This is fascinating.
John, looking forward to it for sure. Can't wait to watch this. $12 million, all good. We appreciate a few minutes here on Big Board Sports. Our racing analyst, John Pricci, Arrogate, California Chrome showdown in the Pegasus Gulfstream Park coming up on Saturday, 5:30-ish post time on the NBC Sports Channel.